An opening statement, then it'll be available for questions.
But obviously, I'm really happy with the win. Just coming into this stretch, we've had a lot of games before this, up until this point, and you just hope that you can get to this point and have a solid record. Obviously, being 9-1, I'm very pleased with that up until this point. I thought our girls played really, really hard. I thought they came out with energy. I never thought that this would be a game where we would come out and be up 20-25 early. They're way too good a shooting team, and they move the ball way too well for us to be able to come out and just overtake them in that manner. So I knew it would have to be a gradual thing, even if we got to this kind of margin. I just thought one of our biggest things they wanted to do was to limit their amount of threes. Obviously, they got 25 of them off, but I thought they got off 7 to 8 of them late in the game when the game was kind of over. Just really happy with our effort, happy with everything that we've done in this game, and just got to give our players all the credit for coming out and executing the game plan.
Coach, the last couple of games, the second half adjustments seem to have really separated you guys in that. What changes at halftime that you're able to get so many more points?
Well, I think second half we came out and just really made an adjustment to our press. I thought that the first half they were really spreading us out. We talked about it in shoot around and in practice, but until you actually see it on the floor, you don't realize how much they really spread you out. So we just made a little adjustment in our pressure. And I thought it took more time off the clock and didn't allow them to hit threes early in the possession. So I thought that was a big key to the second half.
Can you talk about Brittany? She played really well tonight.
Yeah, she did a good job. As long as she's aggressive and she can get some things in transition going to the rim, I think everything else opens up. We don't want to turn it to just a perimeter-oriented player, because she's not that. She's a very athletic player that can really slash to the basket, and her shooting keeps players honest. That's one thing that we talked about. And another thing too is that I gotta let her be a freshman. I gotta let her make some mistakes. I gotta let her stay in the game through some of those mistakes. And it's tough when you have such a talented player, because you almost want the finished product now, where the finished product might not be to her junior year. But she had a very, very good game. I'm very proud of her.
I think it was her best game so far this year.
There's no question about it. I thought that she did a lot of things well. I thought there was one stretch where she had 2 bad possessions in a row, but she recovered. Where in the past she was still continuing to struggle. So I think that's saying a little bit about her growth and her maturity.
Can you talk about the bench? They had 29 points in the second half.
I thought that players came in and did what they needed to do, and they didn't force it. I think that in the past, because we are so deep, we have such a talented team, that the players think they're going to do it right away. And I understand that, but we really talked about not feeling like you got to do it right away. Let the game come to you. I thought they did some very good things in the second half, getting the ball on reverse and got some wide open shots.
Does Kayla Alexander still surprise you out there?
Yes, absolutely she does, and she gets better and better every game. And I think that some of these things that she turns around and she misses some of these shots, and you just think if she's making three or four more of those, she's averaging 27, 28 points a game. But she's a hard worker, and kids like that, you expect this to happen for them, because she works really, really hard, and she really does everything we ask her to do on and off the floor. So she deserves it.
Coach, you guys were a good three-point shooting team today, going 9-21. What's the difference today from Tuesday when you guys were just 3 of 20?
They jumped in my body. They became me. I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't know. I really don't. I think we're getting the same shots, and some games we miss them, some games we make them. I don't know if it's. We shoot a lot in practice every day, so all we can do is continue to get reps and continue to have. Just always tease them, always tell them that I'm the best shooter on the team. So they jumped into my body. I'm going with that. That'd be a good quote on paper.
Carmen and Rachel in that second half, they had a stretch where I think they hit, they went back and forth for I think 6 threes in a row. A stretch like that. You talked about the bench earlier, but how does that explosiveness help you guys coming off the bench?
And normally when they jump into my body and they open the Carmen can really shoot the ball, and it's not about that of her. It's just about her taking good ones. And we just try to keep telling her to take good shots. So we ran 2 or 3 things for her in that stretch to get her good open threes, because we wanted her to get going. And obviously, whenever she can get those kinds of looks, she can be open on some shots. she can do a very good job of making shots. So I gotta give her credit. And obviously Rachel is a fantastic shooter. So we have two players coming off the bench that can shoot. I think it changes the whole game when you have two players coming off the bench that are veteran players that can really shoot the ball and that can come in the game and know exactly what we need them to do. And I think it's paying great dividends for our team.
Can you talk about how you guys dominated the glass? You guys had 20 offensive rebounds compared to their 27 total.
Well, we would get a lot of things right at the rim. And I think that once you start getting the ball into the paint, you're going to get offensive rebounds. And that was the key. When you attack the basket, you can rebound the ball. When you just reverse the ball and shoot a ton of threes and not taking good ones, you don't have full balance. So it's all about having balance on the court and playing in the paint. And they did that. And I think this game definitely did a very good job on the offensive glass.
Anything else?